Have you ever wondered what would happen if someone used their wealth and power to humiliate someone they considered beneath them, only to be put in their place by someone truly powerful? Well, tonight's story is about just that. A woman who thought she owned the world simply because of her money, until she was taught a lesson she would never forget. But before we dive into this captivating story, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel if you love powerful, emotional stories that leave you thinking long after the video ends. Now let's begin. At Leona's, an upscale restaurant in San Diego, the evening was bustling with life. The glow of crystal chandeliers cascaded warmly over polished mahogany tables, each one perfectly adorned with pristine white linen and gleaming silverware. The air was filled with the soft clinking of glasses, the hum of quiet conversations, and the faint aroma of gourmet dishes being prepared. Every detail was orchestrated for perfection, a world where elegance and sophistication were the expected standard. Waiters moved with the elegance of a well-rehearsed dance, their footsteps muffled against the marble floors as they navigated the busy room, trays balanced expertly with plates artfully arranged like pieces of edible art. Leona's was a place meant for the privileged, a sanctuary for those who took luxury as a birthright. The restaurant's reputation was built on flawless service and refined ambience, where everything was polished to a shine, from the gleaming silverware to the meticulous attire of the waitstaff. Seated at the heart of the restaurant was a group of 3 well-dressed women, their laughter piercing the low hum of conversation with an edge of entitled superiority. At the head of this group sat Veronica Carter, a woman whose presence demanded attention. Wealth wasn't just something she possessed. It was her armor, her weapon, and her identity. Everything about her, from the glinting diamond necklace to the polished designer watch peeking from beneath her tailored blazer's cuff, spoke of luxury. Her fingers, perfectly manicured and gleaming with polished nails, cradled a glass of wine with casual precision. Her gaze swept over the restaurant like a critic searching for flaws, her expression teetering between boredom and quiet judgment. Meanwhile, a young waitress named Tiana navigated the maze of tables with practiced caution, her name tag nearly blending into the dark fabric of her well-worn uniform. Every step felt heavier than the last, her exhaustion clawing at her focus. But she kept repeating to herself, "This is all for something better." Every shift, every late night, every rude customer. It's all worth it. The words became her mantra, a desperate reminder that her struggles were not in vain. She couldn't afford to break down. Not here. Not now. After Veronica's harsh words cut through her like knives, Tiana retreated to the kitchen, her composure barely holding together. As she reached the safety of the back room, her hands trembled violently, the adrenaline still coursing through her veins. Her mind swirled with thoughts of inadequacy and shame. Am I even good enough for this? She questioned herself. Will I ever be respected, no matter how hard I try? The thought of quitting clawed at her, but then the vision of her future, standing on that stage, holding her diploma, burned brightly enough to keep her going. No, she whispered to herself, wiping her tears away. I've come too far to let someone like her take this from me. Tiana, a determined and hard-working black woman in her early 20s, had been working herself to the bone, pulling double shifts for weeks with almost no days off. Every penny she earned went toward her college tuition, her dreams of earning a degree her sole motivation as she pushed through the fatigue that clung to her like a heavy blanket. The thought of graduation and a brighter future kept her going, even when the nights felt endless. Tonight, the exhaustion was more evident than usual. Her hands trembled slightly as she carefully set down a tray of glasses, her eyes shadowed by sleepless nights spent balancing work, studies, and moments of desperate rest. The strain was like a weight pressing down on her shoulders, each step she took feeling as though she was walking through quicksand. Every sound around her felt amplified, the clatter of plates, the chatter of customers, the faint hum of music in the background. And yet, through it all, Tiana held her head high, her expression courteous and professional. Her smile remained unwavering even as her nerves frayed under the immense pressure of her demanding routine. The forced composure was her armor, her way of shielding herself from the harshness of the world around her. Veronica noticed Tiana's unsteady hands and couldn't help but find amusement in her struggle. Her lips curled into a smug smirk, eyes glinting with a cruel delight. To Veronica, people like Tiana were nothing more than background noise. Insignificant, disposable, and only worth noticing when they made a mistake. Watching Tiana fumble with the tray was entertainment for Veronica, a distraction from her own dull existence cloaked in luxury. It was as if seeing someone else struggle made her feel superior, her own flaws neatly masked by the shortcomings of others. The night took a sharp turn when Tiana finally arrived at Veronica's table, carefully setting down their entrees with deliberate precision. "Here you are, ladies. I hope you enjoy your meals," Tiana said, her voice polished but laced with an unmistakable hint of fatigue. She tried her best to sound composed, but the stress of the evening had clearly taken its toll. Her voice was steady, but there was a tiredness woven into each syllable, a testament to her relentless effort to maintain professionalism in the face of exhaustion. Despite the strain, Tiana forced herself to remain calm. Thoughts of her college dreams fueled her composure, the belief that every insult she endured would eventually lead her to a better life. "Excuse me," Veronica snapped, her tone icy and dripping with disdain. "Is this supposed to be medium rare? Because it looks more like a charred mess. And why did it take so long? We've been waiting for what feels like ages." Her voice rose just enough to ensure others around them could hear, her words laced with a deliberate cruelty intended to shame Tiana in front of everyone. It wasn't just a complaint. It was a performance, a statement of her superiority. Veronica's eyes gleamed with satisfaction, as if the opportunity to belittle someone made her feel more powerful. It was her twisted way of asserting dominance over someone she deemed insignificant. I'm so sorry, ma'am," Tiana stammered, her face burning with embarrassment. As she forced herself to maintain composure, her mind raced with frantic thoughts. "Don't let her break you. This is just another test. Keep your head up, smile, and push through. All of this will be worth it when you walk across that stage and receive your diploma. You've worked too hard to let someone like her ruin this. Let me take this back and have it corrected right away." Her professionalism remained intact, though her fingers twitched nervously. The humiliation cut deep, but she clung to her resolve like a lifeline. She needed this job. The tips alone could cover her textbooks for next semester. The pain of Veronica's words felt like knives digging into her, but Tiana swallowed the bitterness, reminding herself why she worked so hard. "Oh, spare me the apology." Veronica cut her off with a dismissive wave of her hand. "Do you even understand what medium rare means? Or is that concept too complicated for you? Seriously, is it really that hard to get a simple order right? You'd probably be better off working the late-night drive-thru at some rundown fast food joint. This place? It's way out of your league." Her tone was laced with a cruelty that only those accustomed to wielding power could muster. "Seriously, is it really that hard to get a simple order right? You'd probably be better off working the late-night drive-thru at some rundown fast food joint. This place? It's way out of your league." Veronica's voice dripped with mockery, each word meticulously chosen to wound. She relished the discomfort etched across Tiana's face, finding pleasure in proving her dominance. For Veronica, reducing someone else to tears was just another way to affirm her own superiority. But from the corner of the room, a man in a crisp suit had been observing the scene with calm intensity. His name was Marcus Leona, the owner of the restaurant. Marcus was known for his calm demeanor and keen eye for detail, his sharp gaze missing nothing. He had spent years cultivating an establishment where service was treated with the same dignity and respect as the finest dishes on the menu. And Tiana was not just any waitress. She was his goddaughter. The bond between them was more than just family. It was built on respect, admiration for her determination, and the unwavering support he had provided her throughout her journey. Marcus had built Leona's from the ground up, turning it into a sanctuary of elegance where respect was as essential as the quality of the dishes served. Years ago, Marcus had been a dishwasher in a dingy diner, working double shifts to make ends meet. He endured harsh words from rude customers and grueling hours that seemed endless. But every insult, Every condescending remark thrown his way only fueled his determination to rise above it all. He had vowed that if he ever owned his own establishment, it would be a place where everyone was treated with dignity, no matter their role. And he kept that promise, turning Leona's into more than just a high-end restaurant. It was a testament to resilience, integrity, and the belief that everyone deserved to be valued. He remembered his own days working in less glamorous places, pushing through exhaustion and swallowing his pride just to make it through the day. Watching Veronica treat Tiana so cruelly stirred something deep within him, a reminder of the struggles he had faced in his own life, the moments when people looked down on him simply because of his station. It was time to remind his guests of what his establishment truly valued: kindness, dignity, and integrity. Marcus knew that without those principles, no amount of wealth or luxury would ever make this place truly exceptional. Marcus approached the table with measured steps, his presence calm but undeniably commanding. The other diners, having caught pieces of the cruel exchange, now watched in stunned silence. "Ladies," Marcus greeted, his voice smooth yet firm, "compliments of the house." He gestured toward a bottle of fine champagne being brought over by the manager. Veronica's eyes gleamed with satisfaction, mistaking the gesture for an apology meant to appease her. But Marcus's gaze was unwavering, sharp like glass. "My name is Marcus Leona. I own this establishment." His words dropped like stones, shattering the false air of superiority Veronica clung to. Veronica's confident smile faltered. "Oh, I didn't realize," she stammered, her voice suddenly small. "That young lady you belittled?" Marcus continued, nodding toward Tiana, who stood frozen in place, her eyes wide with shock. "She's my goddaughter, and she's one of the most hard-working, resilient people I know." Veronica's face paled. Her friends exchanged uneasy glances, their amusement replaced with growing discomfort. I didn't mean to sound rude," Veronica stammered, her voice cracking as she desperately tried to salvage her dignity. "It was just frustration, you know?" Her attempt at an explanation sounded weak and hollow. "This isn't about frustration," Marcus interrupted, his voice calm but unyielding. "It's about basic human decency. And if you cannot grasp that, then perhaps you're the one who doesn't belong here." Marcus's tone remained even, but his words carried the weight of righteous anger. "This restaurant was built on principles of respect, dignity, and excellence. That includes treating everyone who works here with the same respect we show our guests. If you cannot understand that, then perhaps you should be dining somewhere else." Veronica's lips parted, but no words came. Her hands shook as she reached for her glass, the confidence she once wore like armor now fractured and fragile. "Your bill, along with the value of that champagne, will be donated to a local charity supporting young people striving to achieve their dreams. Just like Tiana." Marcus's words left no room for argument. His eyes swept over the table, making it clear his message was meant not just for Veronica, but for anyone who believed their wealth made them superior to others. "Money might buy you luxury, Mrs. Carter, but it will never entitle you to belittle those who work to provide it." The silence in the room was deafening. Conversations had halted entirely, all eyes fixed on the unfolding scene. Veronica's once arrogant demeanor was now reduced to pure humiliation, her skin pale and her expression strained. Her friends exchanged nervous glances, realizing the shame now radiated toward them as well. The weight of the moment crushed their previous amusement. Tiana's eyes glistened with gratitude and relief. The quiet strength she had managed to hold on to throughout the night now returned, bolstered by the man who had just stood up for her when she needed it most. Her chest swelled with a newfound courage, her heart pounding with appreciation and resolve. Without another word, Veronica rose from her seat, her once confident stride reduced to a shaky exit. Her friends scurried after her, mumbling half-hearted goodbyes to Marcus as they fled from the scene. The other diners exchanged approving nods, their expressions a mix of admiration and respect for Marcus's words. A few even applauded softly, their gestures of support aimed at both Tiana and Marcus. Marcus turned to Tiana, his expression softening. He placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder, his gaze filled with genuine warmth and pride. "Take a break, Tiana. You've earned it," he said softly. "Remember this, Tiana. Good people always deserve respect. Don't ever let anyone make you feel like you are less than you are." "Thank you," she whispered, her voice choked with emotion. I don't know what to say." "No need to say anything," Marcus replied gently. "Just remember, you deserve to be here as much as anyone else. And you deserve to be treated with respect." Tiana nodded, her tears finally spilling over as she slipped away toward the back of the restaurant. Her steps were lighter now, her shoulders a little straighter. The other diners, inspired by what they had just witnessed, treated the staff with newfound kindness and consideration. Some guests went out of their way to offer words of encouragement to Tiana as she continued working through her shift. Her steps now a little steadier, her smile more genuine. An elderly couple, their eyes filled with warmth, handed her a generous tip with a gentle, "You handled yourself beautifully, dear. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise." A mother dining with her teenage daughter made a point to express her admiration for Tiana's grace and professionalism, leaving behind a note of encouragement scribbled on a napkin. The overwhelming show of support became a powerful reminder that kindness had a way of rippling outward, touching even the darkest corners of a difficult day. Some even left generous tips and words of encouragement for Tiana and her fellow servers. Marcus returned to his table, his expression calm but resolute. For him, the incident wasn't just about defending his goddaughter. It was about preserving the integrity of everything he had built. Because, in the end, true luxury wasn't about crystal chandeliers or polished silverware. It was about kindness, dignity, and the courage to stand up for what was right. And that night, everyone in the restaurant left a little better than when they arrived. The lessons. The story carries multiple valuable lessons, each with its own important message. Respect is earned, not bought. No amount of wealth or power gives anyone the right to treat others disrespectfully. Respect must be earned through kindness, humility, and integrity. True leadership stands up for others. Marcus's actions show that real leadership is about protecting and uplifting those who are vulnerable or unfairly treated. Standing up for what is right is more powerful than any display of wealth. Resilience and determination pay off. Tiana's perseverance in the face of humiliation reflects true strength. Despite the harshness of her situation, her unwavering resolve to pursue her dreams demonstrates the value of resilience. Kindness can inspire change. The kindness shown by Marcus and other patrons towards Tiana serves as a reminder that compassion can transform even the darkest moments into something empowering. Actions speak louder than words. Veronica's wealth could not shield her from the consequences of her cruelty. On the other hand, Marcus's calm yet firm response demonstrated that dignity and grace always win. Judgment is not reality. Veronica judged Tiana based on her job, but little did she know Tiana was a hard-working student with ambitions. The lesson here is to never underestimate or look down on anyone based on their current position. Humility is true wealth. Unlike Veronica, Marcus's true wealth came from his principles and kindness, not his financial status. His humility and dedication to fairness made him genuinely powerful. Supporting others matters. Marcus's choice to donate the value of Veronica's bill to a charity supporting hardworking young people shows that supporting others' dreams can be more rewarding than chasing superficial validation. Meaningful message. This story is a reminder that money and status do not determine someone's worth. Respect is a universal value that transcends wealth, titles, or positions. It also highlights the importance of using one's influence and power to uplift others, rather than tear them down. Most importantly, it shows that kindness is a choice that we can all make, and it often carries a greater impact than we can ever imagine. Personal perspective. From my perspective, this story beautifully illustrates the significance of standing up for what's right and recognizing the value in everyone, regardless of their status or occupation. Marcus's courage to confront Veronica's cruelty with grace and authority is a powerful example of leadership. And Tiana's resilience in the face of adversity is truly inspiring. It serves as a reminder that our efforts and integrity will always be valued by those who truly understand what it means to work hard and pursue their dreams. If you enjoyed this story and appreciate the powerful lessons it conveys, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel, Story Precious. We bring you meaningful stories that inspire, uplift, and challenge your perspective. Don't miss out on our latest videos. Hit that notification bell and be the first to hear our next captivating tale.